Okay, the next step in the process here is to complete the top view. But as you'll notice, the top view in Inventor is actually the bottom view. And the views for the top and the bottom are identical for all of our cars. But it's easier to draw the top view on the bottom of the dragster in Inventor because the bottom is flat and horizontal, whereas the top is at an angle, and so then the extrusion would get messed up by that, or you'd have to do it a different way. So we're gonna use the bottom. Now to get started, I'll either double click or I'll right click and hit edit sketch for the bottom view draw here. Now you'll notice when I do that, sometimes, actually probably most of the time, the car will flip to the top view. It's looking at the top of the car, but I want to be looking at the bottom of the car. So I'm going to click on this little arrow twice to flip so I'm looking at the bottom. And now I can see the bottom of my car and all of the lines that I've already pre-drawn for you. There's a symmetry line down the middle. You've got your safety zone as well. And then if you edited the location of your axles and the imaginary front of your car, then these lines here will have moved with that and line up with what you have in the front view. And so it's really helpful, especially as I start to draw the top view, to make sure that those are all lined up. Okay, so getting back to what we're going to do next. The easiest way for me to make the bottom view is to make one half of the bottom view and then mirror it to the other side. And the other thing that I'm going to do is, once again, continue to work with measurements. And so I'm going to measure everything for the bottom view from the back of the car or from the symmetry line, because that's a good easy place to measure from for all of our measurements. So going back over to my paper here, I've got my first little line right here. This corner, I already know where that's at in Inventor because we've got the safety zone. I don't know where this point is at though. So I'm going to go ahead and measure how far from the back of the car that is. And it looks like it's about 20. So I'll go ahead and go back to Inventor. I'll draw a line, and I'll just go ahead and draw the line first. Then I'll use the dimension tool and I'll dimension the distance from here to here. And I'll go ahead and enter in dimension, hit enter, and I've got my first line done. The next one here I'm going to do is this arc right here. And everyone might have a different shape. You might not have an arc like mine. You might have something where it is a curve and then flat and then a curve, or you can have something wavy. But just like you did with the front view, all you need to do is figure out what points you need to know and then plug those points in on Inventor. So for this curve, I need to find out where this point is, so I'm going to measure to the back. I also need to know where the end of the curve is, so I'm going to measure to the back from here, and I'm also going to measure the distance from the symmetry line to this mark as well. I don't like to measure from the outside edge to this mark because it's a little inconsistent, I guess, is my best way of putting it. But I'll figure out where this point belongs. I'll also figure out where this point belongs, and then I already know where the tip of my car is as well. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then we'll come back and continue to talk about what to do after I've drawn one half of the top view. And here is a look at one half of the top view drawn. The next step is I need to make an identical copy of this on the other side. Now you could do this one piece at a time and measure and mark and all of that, but it would be kind of a pain in the butt. Instead, I'm going to use a different tool. I'm going to go ahead and select the mirror tool, and then it's asking me to select which pieces I want to mirror. So I'll go ahead and click each of the pieces that I'm mirroring to the other side. Then I need to click on mirror line, or that little button right there. And the mirror line in this case is going to be my symmetry line. So I'll click on the symmetry line, I'll click apply, and I'll click done. And that will create an exact copy on the opposite side of what I did on the bottom half of this top view. All right, so with that being said, my last step is to go ahead and click on finish sketch. I will go ahead and rotate my view cube so that I'm looking more at the bottom of my design. I can click extrude, and then I'm going to use the same three options that I used for the front view. So I'm going to click on flipped, through all, and intersect, and then I just need to zoom in and select my shape that I'm going to extrude. And I'll click OK. And I'm all done. There is my front view and my top view. Now, the final step is going to be to create a technical drawing. And so that's what the next video is going to be about.